Hello, my creative collective. This is your reading for April 12th. I can still hit that falsetto beautifully. This is Into the Infinite. I'm Charlie, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Back again so I can sing at you. So let's get started, shall we? I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space, and I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Amazing. Okay, let's do this, shall we? We're going to start with the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle, as per usual. As usual. As per usual. And not just because it's the status quo, because it's a beautiful deck. What was that one? Oh, North Star, and flip it upside down. Me Time, Knights of the Round Table, The Thin, Thin Veil. So, me time, enjoy your own company. That actually came up yesterday, I think, too. So this, I feel like what I love, 111 on the time, what I love is when Spirit does this, is like there's messages that weave through. Like I've shuffled this deck quite a few times. Let me see if I can pull this up and back here so you can get a fuller picture here. And I move this way. So, me time. And this one is Knights of the Round Table, Let Their Love Lift You Higher. And I'm hearing Jackie Wilson song, Your Love Lifts Me Higher. I love that song so much. So much. And then in addition to the Knights of the Round Table, The Thin, Thin Veil, Let Go and Let Glow. Amazing. I really like this energy a lot. I feel like it's almost like you're letting go of some things. Sorry, I'm just going to, yeah. I don't know how loud the zipper sound was. It's very strange to hear it off camera. My hands are here though. It's just unzipping my hoodie a little bit so that I could breathe because it was done up a bit because it was chilly. Nonetheless, Me Time, Knights of the Round Table, and also The Thin, Thin Veil. I'm getting almost that there's this sense of some past life wisdom or integration that's taking place here. A little bit. Spirit, what have you got for us today? My delightful creative collective. This is the Muse Tarot deck by Chris Ann. Spirit, what have you got for my creative collective today for April 12th, please? I just heard on your mark, ready, on your marks, get set, go. On your mark, get set, go. Death. Ooh, I mean, okay. I feel like Spirit's having a bit of a laugh today. Death. I mean, the death card is no joke, but I think it's like starting with transformation, like on your mark, get set, and death card. Like just the way that it's read culturally was where the humor was in it because it was followed by the judgment card. So that to me is more so like, there's a good one, right? Yes, Spirit. 8 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, bottom. The Hierophant, that was from yesterday as well. And the 5 of Pentacles featured in it as well. Sorry about the banging here. There's a mess of wires to this side of the camera, and I was just clearing it so I could spread my wings, so to speak. 10 of Voices. So 10 of Swords. 8 of Swords. 4 of Swords. Same spot as yesterday. 4 of Pentacles. And the Magician. That came out yesterday as well. Wow. And the Hanged Man. I'm just going to put these both here. So what just came to mind, this was on the bottom of the deck, the 8 of Cups. I kind of got off of this energy that there's something about the eclipses and the eclipse season that may feature pretty prominently for you. And that's the 8 of Cups for me is just, it's not quite a sharp energy. This was just more so Spirit going like, hey, heads up, something about eclipse season. And I think more the solar eclipse is going to be important for you. So just earmark that. I won't dive too deeply into that. If it comes up again, it comes up again. But so let's dive in, shall we? So as I see today spread out, we have the Death card, I love this one too because it is really, it looks at it more from a moth perspective, but the moth is really also, it's from the butterfly family to an extent, right? Like in the way, in the cultural imaginary. And it also represents an emerging. And what just came to mind was the Luna moth and how it only comes out for such a short period of time every year. I would recommend looking it up. It's quite beautiful. It's a green moth and it has such a short lifespan, but it lends so much beauty to the world. And just the pictures that I've seen, everyone's always so excited to get a picture of it when it's on trees or things like that because it is quite elusive, as it were. So we have death, and then we also have judgment. So this is awakening. This is awakening in the way that it's done in this deck, which is beautiful. And judgment can be past life as well. It integrates two. So the minor and major arcana. So this is a major arcana card. The minor arcana reflections of it are 555 on the time. So the change, this could be related to change. You're waking up to something you need to change. But the minor arcana reflections are the 6 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. So it's really about past life. And in the upright, it is also about past life that wasn't necessarily awful, right? Like this could be past life relationship, this could be past life lessons, but the Knights of the Round Table over here is really reminding me of that. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles, as well as the 5 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant in almost the same position as it was yesterday. And we also have the 10 of Swords. And we have the 8 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, and this card it was in this position yesterday, so it's one up now. And it's in the position of the sort of what you get after this kind of integration. And I say integration because the inner voice showed up again from yesterday. That's twice, but it's awakening is here. So intuitively, I'm already starting to get a great reading off of these. 4 of Pentacles is next. And then the final cards of the reading are the Magician and the Hanged Muse. So this is a great reading for you, my daily creatives, my creative collective. I'm getting that there's a big transformation that is, you're just emerging from or into, and it could be, with the Hierophant here, yesterday I read from that there was like big shoes to fill and you were kind of doubting if that was possible. And I get the feeling that today and this week, it's really a call to transformation, a call to transformation to understand that that's really the process that you're going through and that that's what is indeed happening. And the Judgment card here is you kind of letting the light of past life wisdom fall upon you, or the alternative, it's both. This is where I see the thin veil, let go and let glow. And I'm almost getting that Death card is like a letting go of all of the things that you held on to that said that you couldn't do it, or that it wouldn't go well, or that it's like these shoes are too big to fill. I can't do it. I couldn't possibly. Look at this is where I'm used to. This is what I'm used to, but this is right. So this is you letting go of that. This is you letting go of it completely. And I think that it is you understanding that you're the Magician. It's understanding. This to me is like a deep understanding. The Hanged Muse and the Magician is a deep understanding that's going to inform your manifestations going forward in a really profound and excellent way. I get this feeling because it's almost like this judgment, this awareness that you have unlocks this part of you that can get back to work, and not get back to work as though you were pulled from it, but it can get back to the work of you in a way that is elevating to you and that liberates you, right? It allows you to get back to working on you. Working on you and working in service to your highest good. Because I feel like there's an awakening here of both throat and heart center. And that's allowing. It is an allowing energy as opposed to a sort of forcing energy. This is as much as it looks like it's coming from you, it's also a receptivity to energy coming in. And I think the 5 of Pentacles is here just to say that there's this part of you that is still a little bit, it's still feeling a little bit caught up, like you're still hesitant, less than a refusal. Yesterday, the energy struck me as more of a refusal. And I think that this energy is you integrating this and saying, okay, I have a choice here. And the reason why I see the Five of Pentacles in this iteration as a healing card is this hand here holding on to, and I guess holding space for, and the same kind of material that holds that is woven through the hand here also holds the door open. And it's you realizing that this is sort of like, I'm almost seeing this as like fertile, like a sign of fertile growth or fertile ground through which you're growing and planting seeds. So this is in many instances in the traditional Rider-Waite, which I'll use to clarify this. The Five of Pentacles is kind of that like lack card and that stuck mindset. It can mean so many different things, but it's sort of that reverse energy, that reverse movement where things can't move forward. And it's not that you need progress necessarily, but it's hard for you to break free of some limiting idea or belief about your value, about what's important to you. And that's where I think that you stepping into this is you being reminded, yes, I have what's possible. I have what it takes. And the reason why is that the Ten of Swords is on the other side of this. So the Hierophant is clarified by the Ten of Swords, which is you. I almost get looking at this part of you that you're putting to rest, this belief system and set of beliefs and the way that it impacted you that you're putting to rest finally. And you're just saying, okay, no, you know what? And then the Eight of Swords and Four of Swords here. The Four of Swords is a healing energy, very much so. So it's almost as though you're realizing this is how I've been seeing myself, and it's only really been giving you slivers. So you haven't been able to see the big picture. And then you begin to see the big picture. This is you taking the blindfold off and saying, you know what? I cannot be unaware of this, because I think that there's like a willful unawareness that you had to operate from before, because it just wasn't possible. I don't think it was possible given, like, the Death card here is transformation. And I think that you had to go through a transformation in order for this part of you to become accessible to you, to become available for you to work with and integrate. I think that there's so much great value in this. And that's where the Eight of Pentacles here is about putting in the work. It's about being in the position of working. It's about creative projects that you're in the midst of and that you're balancing beautifully in this instance. And I think that this awareness and this transformation is not only allowing your work to flourish, I think it's allowing your self-concept to flourish. And I know we all know identity and ego are so woven together, but I think that as we go through shadow work, I think that what we begin to realize is that the negative things that we think of ourselves are also ego. 1222 on the time. They're also ego. And I think that we tend to look at only the positive things that we associate with as ego, and we hang on to the stuff that isn't in our favor, right? It isn't in our favor. And in our favor, just meaning in our best good to hang on to, right? It doesn't serve us to hang on to thoughts about who we are in terms of our ego identity. Like I say, I am trans. I know too that there's a bigger part of me that is not identified with any of this stuff. And it's understanding and balancing those two things, right? And it's also understanding that as much as as much as transness is part of my ego, so too are all of the negative thoughts that I've had about myself. We often shield those thoughts from ego as though it's shadow work and separate, but that's all ego. And I think that you're balancing that here and really letting go. It's that self-concept. And self-concept also has a lot to do with self-confidence and your ability to go out into the world and articulate your 6 feet of space and to say, this is who I am and this is what I am going to do. And I almost get this move that you went from energetically as you transform. And this could happen over a week. This could happen over a week. Remember yesterday, Spirit said to watch the whole week, right? So there's a story that's unfolding here for you, my wonderful creative collective. And I'm seeing the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords here. And then the Four of Pentacles, it's almost like you're taking this me time, right? This me time card. You're really taking that time, not just for emotionally integrative work, but you're also doing that for healing purposes too, and healing thoughts and thought patterns. And the Four of Pentacles is here to reflect the way that you're transitioning from this Four of Swords energy of healing into a more valued place where you're cherishing yourself. And this tends to be a stuck card, but the way I see it in this instance is that you're recognizing what is and is not of value. And it's almost like you're able to see what's outside of you with greater clarity because you recognize that you're made of, like, this is you recognizing your cosmic ancestry, like the fact that you're connected to life itself at its very core. and that there's something divine about your existence. I think that you're remembering that, and I think that you're reconnecting to that. hmm And I think that that's how you're growing, and that's where this sort of enlightenment for you comes from, and it impacts your manifesting, because now that you've let this go, there's almost this freedom, this releasing from stuck energy that your manifesting can now just take off and flourish, right? So we're going to clarify some of these energies. I don't really see, I see that 2 major arcana, 3, 4, 5. So this is a good balance, I think. The what I love about the major arcana that are here, let me do this here and bend this a little bit so that you can see what I see. It leaves out some. Darn it. How's that work? That's a little better. I wanted you to get a full spread, but I know these ones are kind of, this side is a little bit out, but what I'll do is I'll hold it up if I refer to it. So what I see here is in the major arcana that are here, they are all cards that are in service to strengthening your energy. And I'm almost getting that you're strengthening your understanding too. Like it's a strengthening of mental energy, but also I'm getting fiery energy. There aren't any particular fiery cards here, with death, that is Scorpio, that's more water, and that's the 8th house. Judgment is Pluto energy, and death can be Pluto where transformation is involved. So this is like, I'm seeing it's like a transformative process, right? Like you're becoming something new. In the Alchemical Book Club from last week, there was the liminal space, right? That idea of holding space. And it's almost like you're learning to hold space for yourself. You're understanding what it means to exist and to come through this liminality where you're letting go of one belief and stepping into another. And I think that through that, it's going to really let you be a container for others going through similar things. This could be Chiron related too, right? Or it could like touch on Chiron placements. There could be like contacts between them. But yeah, that's excellent. And the Hierophant is Taurus, and that is 2nd house and Venus energy. We're also going into Taurus season. I mentioned that yesterday. Taurus season officially begins on April 19th. And that's where I think that this energy is sort of grounding what seemed like something that was outside of you, like you wished you could be part of it, or you wished you could integrate it. And that's where this thin veil is coming from. Let go and let glow. I was going to say let grow. Let go and let glow. So it's almost like this part of you that you're starting to see the light from and of. And when it comes to Taurus, that's related to, what we value. And in its simplest terms, I should say too, right? And it's in this very simple terms, it's what we value and what we cherish and what we want to invest in. What's important to us, our why. That's what it all relates to. And the 10 of Swords is one, a lot of people see it as like ending, and it is an ending, but I also see it as a healing card because you're kind of stepping into this. I almost get hermit vibes off of this. You're stepping into this wise self energy, right? This wise energy. Not that you've been sleeping, but I almost get this image of you like waking up. Like there's a part of you that's like, I'm here now and I don't want to go back. Right? You're up, you're awake now, and you're awake in like a more 5D sense, and you're integrating this 3D part of you as well with this 4 of Pentacles in the way it's showing up in this deck, where it's like you're integrating these things that are valuable and important to you, and you're understanding which ones you want to hold close and which ones you just want to let fall. And I'm hearing flourishing, like you're beginning to understand what it means to thrive and flourish. Okay, so also, I'm just hearing now as well, you may think that your manifestations are slow in coming, and that was not without reason. I think you had to go through this transformation to understand that there was a 5 of Pentacles that you were manifesting from. There was a 5 of Cups that you were manifesting from. There was an energy of lack that you were manifesting from, and not lack of things. It was a lack of believing that you could do it and that you were worthy of it. It was believing at a fundamental level that you didn't deserve, which makes it very hard. You can manifest as hard as you want to, but if you don't believe that the shoes that you want to step into are big enough, like that you're big enough to occupy them, you'll find that you won't be able to see the path forward. You're going to be in this Eight of Swords energy more than this Four of Swords healing, right? And this Four of Swords healing is really, it's part of the me time, but it's also really like you're letting it go. And that's beautiful here. That's beautiful. So let's clarify, and just so that you know as well, in future, I'm looking at making extendeds for readings like this, not for a while yet, but just as a way to make this more sustainable for me as a business. And it's not going to be exorbitantly priced or anything along those lines. Very reasonable, but just so that we can connect in a way that helps me help you and vice versa. So again, not for a while yet, but just a thought. Just putting it out there to get a more sustainable business model going for myself. And I've often paid for extended readings as well, if anything, because I wanted to know how the reading went, but also I just like supporting people's channels that way because their work is important here, right? Ooh, my ear's ringing. That was sharp. Okay. Spirit, can you please clarify this April 12th daily creative reading for my creative collective, please, and thank you so much. Oh, okay. 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Whoa. I almost feel like you couldn't trust your happiness. You couldn't trust, sun on the bottom of the deck. You couldn't trust your happiness and things that would come to you because it's like you didn't know whether it was whether it was too much or whether it was the right thing. And even in the 9 of Cups, even when it came to you, you were still like, meh, you were arms crossed about it, right? You were like, not really letting it in. And that's also this too, where I think that this healing and this transformation, this death card is clarified by the 2 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, which is you beginning to understand what you bring to the world. And that sounds so broad, and it kind of is, but 222 is just on the time. What I'm thinking about here is that you're understanding the value that you bring and what that means in terms of, when I think about transformation, I think about how you can facilitate your best growth, and growth in the sense of stepping into this, like these big shoes, right? Like I keep using that analogy, but stepping into your best growth, stepping into your best version, stepping into what it means for you to do something that you really enjoy and love, as opposed to holding back, right? And understanding that it's not selfish. It's not selfish to do something that you really want to do. You're actually giving of yourself to others. The Moon, 8 of Pentacles. Sorry, that was supposed to go here. I think you've been hiding in work a little bit. Of course, the Hermit would come out. I think you've been hiding in work a little bit, and that this is a call for you to understand that not only is wisdom within. So let me just pause for a second here. The 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, this tells me that you're sort of moving through this space where you're understanding that the work that you do has been informed by this belief that you weren't really talking to people about. The Moon is hidden energy. It's also Cancerian energy and related to the 4th house. So it could be related to kind of familial wounds. The 4th house tends to be viewed as like mother wounds more so. So it could be that there's this way that you didn't really think it was important or valuable for you to do work that matters to you. But then I think that you're understanding that this is part of this Eight of Pentacles here to the Hierophant to the Hermit. And this, I said, was like Hermit vibes. And then the Hermit literally comes out. The Hermit and Six of Wands came out on the Hierophant. I'm almost getting that you're understanding and integrating the wisdom that doing what you want isn't just about public recognition. It isn't just about success. It isn't just about those things. It's about so much more than that. And I think this understanding this, let me just clarify that for a second. Yeah. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, you're understanding what success really means for you. Yeah. And it's allowing you to have that sense of positive expectation where you were in that Four of Cups before. That sense of positive expectation. But more important than that, you're just taking a step back and you're going, you know what? Forget it. It's not worth it anymore. Yeah, healing. The Star card, the Four of Cups was on the other one. But you're healing this. And this, I think that this healing is really liberating your freedom, not just to make, but also to receive. It's a sense of freedom. I'm feeling freedom. Queen of Cups, yeah, freedom to feel what you're going to feel about what you want and to go for it. Yeah, Knight of Wands and the Death card. Big transformative energy here. It could also be that you're dealing with a Scorpio. Spirit, can you tell me about this Hanged Muse and Magician card crowning the Four of Pentacles, please? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. It's allowing you to see what would make you really happy. And also Justice is here in Libra. So this could be because of or related to the Libra full moon on April 16th. I'm getting that there's something that you're understanding about what fulfillment actually means for you. You're understanding what fulfillment actually means for you. The Ace of Pentacles is here as I think you kind of reaching for it, and also receiving the wisdom too, right? The thin veil. Thin veil. And I think this might be coming through past life energy, but it could also be that it's like a past life cycle that's coming to completion. Past life cycle coming to completion. King of Cups. Page of Pentacles and Judgment again. Yeah. So I'm definitely getting that this is like a certain emotional understanding and freedom that you feel. And this is either, I'm inclined to say that this is bringing in offers as well in terms of creative work or relationships or connections that is really giving you this sense of, yes, I've transformed. It's almost like the Judgment down here. This is Pluto energy and Judgment's up here too. The Judgment energy down at the bottom here at the clarifying portion, I almost get the feeling that it is like this happened. So you feel this emotional freedom. This is you. And then you have this Page of Pentacles. These are offers that are coming in and you're like, oh yeah, I have changed. I have transformed because what I want is a bit different now. And I think that it's very subtle, right? Pluto is transformative energy, and Plutonic energy in particular can be quite, explosive is a really intense word, but I feel like it can be like that when it comes to relationships and how it can really do a number on us. But in this case, I feel like it's such a subtle transformation. It's a subtle awareness. Just the Page energy is one of subtlety. Spirit, can you tell me about this Eight of Pentacles and this like learning to value? We're making a judgment call about the work that we do and how we value ourselves and the work itself. Four of Cups, yeah. Hanged Man again. Yeah, this is you moving past this energy. There's no question. Yeah, Death again. And the Six of Pentacles. I'm going to put the Death card down here because that's really important energy to be. Whoops, this is all... Yeah, I'm thinking quite profoundly about this Death card in terms of, I just find it so interesting. So I'll show you what I see here. So there's the Death card here, and then the Death card here, and then the Judgment card here and Judgment card here. So it's almost like these things are so closely related to one another. And the way that you're going to know that you've gone through this is you making judgment calls. I almost get that this Death card is your transformation. And it's like the way I look at it too is like the Hanged Man and Death card here are what allow the Hanged Man and the Magician here. Let me do this. Let's see if I can hold them both up, right? So it's almost like the Magician card is a variation of the Death card in this sense. And the Magician is how you're manifesting, and the Death card is what was standing in the way of your manifesting. But I almost feel like the Death card is like a liberatory magician in this way where it frees you. It frees you to transform. You're no longer not just bound by what you were, but it's balanced, and you're not like stuck in this conflicted energy within yourself or with other people. Tell me about this Eight of Pentacles and this kind of wisdom that we're getting, the wisdom after difficulty and the clarity that we're getting too. Devil. Holy shit. Sorry. Oh, my light just went off again. That's been happening a lot in these readings. Oh my goodness. Turn on your love light, I just heard. So I got the Devil, the Ace of Swords, and then the Sun and the Empress. I think that you're seeing a path through what you really didn't think was possible before. Death, Ace of Swords, Sun, and Empress. You're seeing a pathway through what you really wouldn't have thought was possible. And not only does the Devil represent impossibility to me, I think it represents the ways that you might have been tempted to believe, like to it's like this false belief, these illusions about yourself. My ear's ringing again. This like to be kind of taken and swept up, and it's like this almost a false truth that you believed about yourself. Like there was this lie that you were believing, right? And that to me is how this energy is showing up. And the Queen of Swords clarifies it, and the Devil's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And you're like, "Yeah, no, sorry, I'm cutting through the bullshit." And that's you saying, "Yeah, that's fine." And then you move towards that Sun, that happy place. You move towards this magician energy, liberated in a grounded way. This is Empress. She showed up yesterday in the spread as well. And it was that grounded sensuality. And I feel like this is you showing up in that grounded joy, not just a grounded sensuality, a grounded joy. Yeah. Very grounded joy. Spirit, can I get some clarification on this Queen of Cups, please? And thank you so much. This healing that we're doing, this healing, these thought patterns. Do we need to know much about this, Spirit? King of Wands. I feel like this is sort of you coming to a completion. I was saying that there was like a fiery energy here. And I think that this could be you. You could be a fire sign. There could be fire placements in your chart. This could also just be Aries energy kind of rubbing off on you in a good way, right? Like leaving an imprint on you and giving you an awareness that once you heal this, you're better able to give of yourself emotionally. But more than that, you can turn ideas into action like nobody's business. Like that is you. That's you standing in a specific power. Yeah, Ten of Swords again. There's like it's almost like you feel like you're better aware of what to give your energy to and what not to, creatively speaking, and with work. Yeah, that just popped out again. Ace of Wands, inspiration's on the way. Then we have the Emperor. And that is sort of that boss entrepreneur energy. It can be a creativepreneur. It can be you standing in your element. Again, a lot of fire energy. It could be that something that you started during the new moon, you're finding great success with once you leave behind what other people want or expect of you. And that's freeing you up. Yeah, it's forward movement. Knight of Wands or Knight of Swords on the bottom. And the Fool as well. I just split the deck. So these two cards together tell me that there's something you're charging forward and you're doing it feeling liberated. The Fool came out yesterday too. So this to me is big liberation. It's not just something small. Can I just get a couple more cards here, Spirit? Yeah, Ten of Cups, your happiness. This is like you transforming, and it's facilitating the balance and also the reciprocity and being able to receive the receptivity to your good from others. The Three of Cups also represents, in terms of a timing card, by the next holiday. So it could be that there's something around Easter where you realize there's just a moment that you have. And Easter weekend is the Libra full moon. So it could be that you realize something about that Six of Pentacles, about the balance. And then on the split, the Nine of Pentacles was here, which is self-confidence, right? And yesterday, the Strength card, I think, came out as the self-confidence, but I think that the Nine of Pentacles is you just stepping into that energy for you. Knight of Swords came out again. Yeah. It's about forward movement, and I think that you recognize that this isn't just this is clarity that this isn't just a cycle that's ending because you're done with it. I think it's something that you have perhaps to teach other people about or to give clarity about to other people. I'm getting this giving energy because Jupiter's about expansion. Yeah, Queen of Wands and the world, big time. So Jupiter and Saturn are here. So I had the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the World and the Queen of Wands. So these, I always have issues with this hand. So these energies here, right? I think that these energies are fantastic because it's Saturn and Jupiter coming together. You have clarity, you have inspiration, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. You're firing on all cylinders. And I think that you're stepping into a specific power that hasn't been accessible to you because we have the Death, Hanged Man, Moon, Five of Pentacles, and Judgment. Eight of Pentacles in here as well, and Four of Cups. But this energy is very transformative. And I think that this change is really about you getting clear on where you want to go, what's important to you. And it's really... fire energy is intuitive as well. We often think of water signs as intuitive, but fire signs are intuitive about inspiration. They're intuitive about the sparks of life that keep people going and that sustain them. It's about the creative energy. There's an intuition about this for fire signs. It's so unique. People think the water signs are all intuition, which is not wrong. They are. But I think that fire signs are intuitive in a completely different way. And that energy is so refreshing. And again, with this Aries energy, this Emperor energy here, Aries, is really about kind of highlighting that. And I think that you're integrating this a bit, right? The Emperor and the Ace of Wands. I think you're understanding that you don't have to hold this staff necessarily, that you can hold the Ace of Wands. I think that's really what you're holding, right? And I think, too, that you're holding tightly to inspiration. It's important to remember to let things flow. But with this 10 of Cups here and with all of these major arcana in this spread, I really don't doubt that you're going to be moving forward. Same with the Knight of Swords as well. Okay, so we're going to do the signs and houses roundup. For those for whom this is important, this may be a sign to pay attention if you are one of these signs. So we have the Magician, which is Uranian energy. So it's innovative. And I feel like this innovation is something that you're kind of turning inwards to yourself. And that's like a form of self-care for you. You could be an Aquarius. The Hanged Man, Hanged Muse, I should say, both here. Sorry, excuse me. That's Piscean energy because of Neptune. We also have the Justice card here, which is Libra, and that's 7th house and Venus. Death is Scorpio and 8th house, and the Judgment card here too. So I'll do Death here for these two and Judgment for these two. So Judgment is Pluto energy, and we have the Moon, which is Cancerian energy, and that's 4th house. And then we have Hanged Man again, which is Neptune and Pisces. Death, we have the Wheel, which is Jupiter, which could be Sagittarius and a little bit of Pisces as well. And we have the World, which is Saturn energy, and that is 11th house and Aquarius, but it's also more modern notion is 10th house and Capricorn. And we have Hierophant, which is Taurus. And that's, you know what I said about the eclipse, right? The bottom of that deck was the eclipse. Remember this? And we have Taurus and Scorpio here profoundly. So there could be something about the Scorpio eclipse that you will need to pay attention to, or things around that time may become accessible to you energetically. You could have energy shifts, or there could be things that happen around that time that will be in service to this sort of magician energy that's popping up this week. What else do we have here, my friends? We have Virgo in the 6th house through the Hermit, and we have Capricorn in the 10th house through the Devil. The Sun is Leo, and that's 5th house. We also have the Star and Aquarius, which is 11th house, more Uranian energy, and Empress, which is Venus, and the Emperor, which is Aries in 1st house. So let's pull from the Miracles Now deck by Gabrielle Bernstein, shall we? Let's do it. Oh, that was, I didn't even, okay, no. I was trying to figure out, I'm like, why did this fall out? But I got the ping that, no. Okay. Not much shuffling today. My eyes will see what I desire. My eyes will see what I desire. And that is a magician card as well, a big time, big magician energy on that one. So make sure that you're looking at things in a way that you're looking at things in a way that serves you and also that honors what things actually are, right? Holding space. It's about that liminal space that you're standing in between transformations. And releasing anger from the past sets me free in the present. Yes, definitely. And I think this is where that death and judgment card multiple times are coming in. We don't often think of the Five of Pentacles as related to anger, but this is almost like, sometimes I think about it in terms of self-righteous anger, like that indignation that something happened. And then you form a belief about it instead of really liberating yourself from it or letting yourself just be angry. Sometimes things are just hard. Things are just hard, and we have to lean into that and that awareness of that for us to really let it go. So releasing anger from the past sets me free in the present. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. So, and remember that the Five of Pentacles isn't like, for it to show up twice, once in the transformative energy and once as wisdom, tells me that you're really starting to work with and integrate that, that belief in, I guess, like a lack of value, a lack of worth, self-worth, that kind of thing. You are releasing it and it is becoming a source of wisdom. Now, when I see the Capricorn, see again, this light, I don't know what is happening. Spirit is really like, the devil to me is Capricorn energy, but it also represents Chiron in a way because of the fact that Chiron was also a centaur. And, I've taken some courses on that to understand it and how that shows up in my own chart. But I've wondered often, whenever I see this card now, I'm beginning to think in specific contexts like this one, that there is a way that it is indicative of Chiron and how we're healing patterns and wounds within ourselves that have held us back before. And also how, these patterns, we're healing them so that we can then move forward and show up fully for ourselves in life, right? Like it's really allowing us the clarity to stand in the sun. It's allowing us a specific clarity. We're able to tell our truth when we're freed of these Chiron wounds. And Chiron wounds don't really necessarily go away. We heal them and we have this great attention to them and we hold space for ourselves, right? Back to this holding space. We hold space for ourselves in them and it frees us up to do any number of other things in our lives. It's specifically to give to others from that as a source of wisdom, which the Virgo energy of the Hermit and the Five of Pentacles showing up again where the devil is, to me, is about seeing that as a potential. It could be a storyline for someone that there's some Chiron work going on there. And then, so I'm going to pull from the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection deck by Mike Dooley. Whoa. What would love do? Do you know why it's so easy for us do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. Oh my gosh! I just realized the legend of Bigfoot. It's like you're stepping into... You're stepping into those shoes. Like, can I really step into these shoes? This could be about a relationship. This could be about viewing yourself as capable of love and relationship. And then what the kind of carryover of that is into creative work, right? I don't think of this as like a generalization, but I would like to think that the way we do one thing can be the way that we do everything, because we approach things with the same, fervor or patience or things like that. And I almost feel like there's this healing energy here that you're healing this belief that you have, that, the Eight of Pentacles, like you have to put in all the work, or there's something about you and the amount of work. This could be a project or otherwise, but what would love do? Do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. Yeah, I feel like there's something about that. Like this, like big shoes that you're trying to fill are really about you understanding that it's possible not just for you to be a magician in this energy, but also that you've transformed or are transforming into the person that you wanted either in relationship or you're transforming into the person that you've always wanted to be, who is able to do all of these creative projects, who is able to be an entrepreneur, a creativepreneur. Someone who is able to put work into the world. There's a lot of belief in yourself that I'm feeling coming back to you. I'm going to pull from the chakra cards again, because why the hell not? Courage came out at the back. That was the one that was on the back of the deck there. And 4444 on the time. Spirit, can I get some messages here from my creative collective regarding this April 12th reading? Abundance, truth, clarity. Yeah, lots of clarity in here. Courage. I have the strength, courage, and willpower to face my fears and see my desires, dreams, and goals through to completion. I release the need to be anything other than who I am in order to succeed. I believe in myself and have the courage to fail and succeed. I am possible. Beautiful energy. I love this. I'm going to read it again. I believe in myself and I have the courage to fail and succeed. You have the courage to fail and succeed. Both together. You can have courage to succeed, but like the courage to fail, oof, that's a lot harder, right? It's not that it's not in us. It's just a lot harder to see that we can, which is where this abundance piece comes in. And it's so beautiful that Spirit gave it to me like this, because this is where you have the abundance within you to both succeed and fail. Let me read this to you. I gather easily and effortlessly all that I need to support, nourish, and comfort me. I focus my attention upon all that I am grateful for. There is an abundance of nourishment, support, and love for me. I have. I'm going to read that last one again. There is an abundance of nourishment, support, and love for me. And then truth, right? This is the truth. It's almost like I see this as an Ace of Swords truth, right? And this allows you to kind of step into this fifth house energy and transform. Like you're transformed, and this fifth house energy is what emerges, right? This is what emerges when you make that judgment call. Truth. It is safe for me to align with and express my higher truth, wisdom, and knowing. I allow others to hold a different perspective to me and know that there is enough space in the universe for all of our truths, including my own. I am honest with myself and hear the resonance of truth in my words. I express my truth. And clarity. Well, and that's where this, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords both showed up with the Ace of Swords. So I think that there's truth and clarity here, right? Clarity. I know when to stay silent and when to speak. I speak with clarity, knowing what to say and how to say it. I take enough time to go inward, listen, reflect, understand. I'm going to read that again. I take enough time to go inward, listen, reflect, understand, and gain clarity of thought. And then we go to this one, which is, where is it here? I take the time to say and express exactly what I need to. I have clarity. Yes, you really do. So, my wonderful daily creatives, my creative collective, this is your reading for April 12th. If this resonates, please feel free to like and subscribe. It is a free way that you can support my channel and help me grow and also know what resonates with you and for you. There are also other ways that you can connect with me throughout the month on the channel. So do check out the other videos and playlists that I've put together for you. To make for easier navigating, I put things together in playlists by sign and also by offering. So that's there too. And if this is where we part though, my dear daily creative, I hope that you have a wonderful day ahead of you, or that you had one. Wherever this meets you on the time-space continuum, morning, noon, or night, I hope that you have a wonderful one. Thank you so much. Bye.